Welcome. It's Domain Dave with CheapWineFinder.com again. Another wine. This time it's from Target. It's like we always do. We talk about wine, and I got a glass in my hand, so I'll know what I'm talking about. And this one is called Beauty in Chaos, Columbia Valley Pinot Grigio 2019. And it's pretty good. It's $12.99. It's a Target exclusive. I seem to think on the internet I've seen people shops selling it where maybe there isn't a Target, and they'll sell it in those areas where Target doesn't cover. But this is a wine you basically have to go to Target to find, as long as you got a Target nearby. So I'm going to take a sip. The first exclusive Target wines I tasted was California something, and they were kind of boring wines. They weren't bad. They just weren't exciting. It was like, okay, that's nice. Next, one of those deals. But the Beauty in Chaos is actually fun to drink. It's got a great label. They spared no expense getting a really talented graphic art designer to make it. If you see it in the store, you'll check it out. There's a red wine and a red blend and a Pinot Grigio. At $12.99, I thought it's a little bit expensive for a red blend and a Pinot Grigio. If Trader Joe's was doing it, it'd be cheaper, but I think they might have a different profit structure on their wines. And if the wine's good, then $12.99 is well worth it, and the wine is good. So in Italy, those wines from Veneto, the best come from Alto Adige, which is far north in Italy. Veneto's far north. The Adige is a river, and Alto is the heights above the river. You also get that's the best of Pinot Grigio from Italy. You also see Val Adige, which means it's in the valley floor. Just a wine fact is the stuff on the heights is almost always better than the stuff on the floor, but that's another story. And it's in an area that's so far north of Italy that a good portion of the population speak German and have German customs and German food. It's a mix up that way. So it's these, Pinot Grigio from up in the Veneto, up in the hills. It's a very different wine than a lot of Italian wines, which brings us to the Columbia Valley. This is made for Target by Chateau Saint Michel, who are the largest winery in Washington State. I'm going to take another sip. At one time, they produced half the wine coming out of Washington, and they probably still do. And they're a huge producer, and they make really great value-priced wines. I mean, that's just what they do. Though I think their Pinot Grigio probably sells for $10, and Target's a little bit more. I don't know that they don't give you any reason why it's $13 rather than, if it was a Trader Joe's exclusive wine or an Aldi exclusive wine or a Costco exclusive wine, it might be a little cheaper. But then again, if it's good, don't complain. And I like this wine. It's full flavored. It's well balanced. The Pinot Grigio from Italy can be acidic. And the reason for that is they expect you to have it with food, and going a little bit overboard with the acidity balances out when you have a bite of pasta or whatever you're eating your food with it, and it cleanses your palate, and it just works perfectly. You have to go a little bit overboard, so when you eat, it meets in the middle. This one, well, you can have this with food too, but this one's a sipping wine. The American palate, we don't have, we're not eating pastas and sauces as well. We do, but not as much, and there's other things to have. So our palate's a little bit different, so we don't need the extra acidity. And it always kind of upset my stomach the next day. So I kind of stayed away from Pinot Grigio, even though I like it. They're the Alto Adige up there, they're very delicate flavored, and they don't give the flavors up easily. You got to search for it. It's a wine that makes you work for what you get, which is kind of nice. But this one is really easy to drink. It's got great flavor. It's got good acidity. It's balanced. There's no issues with this wine. This is a wine that you want to sit down and drink, and it's got a great label. They didn't go to any expense with like a website or how they made the wine or where the grapes came from, but they got a really good graphics designer to make their label. Let me grab it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beauty and chaos. There's some sort of storm up in the clouds happening. I'm not sure what the beauty and chaos in wine is. I know what the beauty is. The chaos is something I don't understand, but it doesn't matter. Tastes good. Take another sip here, and then we're gonna maybe talk a little bit more about it, and then wrap it up. Yeah, it's really nicely rounded. The mid palate adds a little bit of a tartness to it. Yeah, it's an easy to drink wine. It makes you want to drink more. It's a beautiful little wine like it might be overpriced, but then again, if you really like it, then it's not overpriced. I'm just kind of used to Trader Joe's and Costco and Aldi, where the prices are crazy, which I'm starting to figure out now. But yeah, this is good wine. Yeah, the beauty and chaos. It's a great packaging. It'll look good on your table. It looks good. It tastes great in your glass. So it's a beauty, and there ain't no chaos. So that's it for me, Domain Dave from CheapWineFighter.com. This is the part where I got to say, like us where you like our podcast anyway. Push whatever button you can push. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Stay cool. And don't blow your fingers off when the 4th of July. And I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. We got more wine coming up. We'll see some 4th of July things we can. Adios and keep it cheap.